Ouais, ça va être une course très ouverte. Bien évidemment, on sait que 2 km ça va aller assez vite sur les skis et que la course va...
Well, this is the second lap for Roysland. She went into the range having been caught by quite a margin by Elvira Öberg, who started third. And Roysland, as we become used to now, she hits 5 out of 5, but Elvira Öberg missing her very last shot. She really was quite stable. She took her time. I thought she was going to get all 5, but it has allowed Roysland a 28-second lead as she's departed the range for the first time. So her biathlon just appears to get better and better. A 28-second blanket ahead of the rest of the world, and it's Retseva and Hauser, both on 28 seconds. There they are, who have second and third place, and then it's the Öberg sisters chasing down these two athletes. So early days at 3 kilometers, and only one of the 4 visits to the range completed.
Well, welcome back to the Grand Bornand. What an atmosphere we have here for the women's pursuit. Slightly late arrival due to the extension of the cross-country, but we have a race on our hands. Roysland Mike has done exceptionally well in the early stages, and just showing us that, you know, that she this year has the confidence that Eckhoff had last year.
Isn't it strange? You have this this mindset where your day feels good, you feel good on your rifle, and there's Dorothea Viera. She hasn't felt good through the rifle at all this season until it looked better yesterday, and it's looking better again today. But Vitozzi is there right beside her, or right behind her, so a good day for the Italians.
Yeah, we'll see how that one pans out. And Norway have been totally dominant in pursuits over the last 2 seasons. Last year it was all about Eckhoff, who got 6 wins. Roysland got 2. They only had 8 pursuits, so they sort of swept the board. And so far this season it's been a slightly different story, but Roysland certainly is the dominant figure with 2 wins so far. Can she make it 3 out of 3 today?
It's looking good when you have that confidence, although the fear and the nerves with such a lead in this race, we often see it. And we saw that last weekend in Hochfilzen with Johannes Kuhn into the range for the last time in first place, and he went and missed 3 out of 5. So often the pressure can be felt as you come in towards the last phase of the race. These steep climbs, Patrick, this is shortly before the range, and another of those steep undulating climbs, and there's Roysland 28 seconds ahead.
It is just that little bit over a penalty loop. So 4 out of 5, and she should maintain the lead. Roysland with a 95% hit rate in the prone. Those are useful stats for this stage of the season. 7 races completed already. Here we go. It's looking good. How often does that happen?
Blimey.
4 out of 5. Well, that gives the rest an opportunity. That's what the script writers would have had in there, Mike. Surely one of these 4 is going to go clear. Elvira Öberg really needs to clean up. She's spent a lot of time chasing in the pursuits this year. She's super quick, but she could do with hitting the targets and resting the legs and the lungs.
Well, Retseva, she screwed the vertical part of her sights up. It hasn't worked. She did at least 3 clicks, moving the follow the shot 6-8 millimeters. It really hasn't worked for her.
5 out of 5 for both of the Öberg sisters, but Hannah Öberg taking, what, at least 8 or 9 seconds out of her sister. She is first away. The lead has changed. 28-second lead evaporates just like that. And when you've got a lead of a minute, it's still only 2 shots that you can afford to miss.
The athletes chasing. There's Stina Nielsen, the former cross-country skier, struggling sadly this time. 3 misses, 3 shots fired. That's the end of her race in terms of a top 20.
Yeah, the Italian battle goes on with Vitozzi and Vera both shooting clear. Vera is out in 7th, only 29, so 1 shot behind the leaders. Limbakova in 8th for Belarus, having a really good season, the Limbakova, lying in 3rd place in the World Cup rankings. And Vitozzi there at 33.1. Bescon, Mike, still dangerous. The French getting very, very excited. Julie Simon, really good race from her. She's had a troubled season so far, Simon, but she looks dangerous at the moment. And if she finds anything like her best ski form, she could well challenge.
Yes, Simon, she's one of these athletes, when her day goes well, it's a great day. Often she's not hitting all the targets, and she finds it frustrating sometimes.
Ida Lien with 5, but a long, long way behind. Big gap between the top 20 now, over a minute 20. Heike of Switzerland, 1:23 behind. No real comeback because she's got so many people in front of her. 2 shoots remaining, both in the stand position. So the standings, top 10, Öberg, Roysland, Hauser, Öberg, Julia Simon, keeping the French excited, and Bescon is up there as well. Which of the Öberg sisters is going to take this one? Hannah with the advantage, showed her skill, but I was quite impressed, Mike, that Elvira Öberg just took her time. She's starting to learn that you play to your strengths.
Yes, and her restlessness in the early part of the skiing, there she is in 3rd place, Elvira. Because she's found this magical ski speed, she was restless and trying to rush in the range. The coaches thankfully have got through to her now and said, okay, calm down. It's 2 different races going on here. Go hard on the track, but go easy on the range. And it's certainly working better in the 4th World Cup week of racing.
Yeah, Vera is doing one of her big comebacks. She's gone from 19 to 7. Vitozzi's gone from 20 to 9. And where some climb the order, others drop down the order. Retseva from 5 to 17. Hannah Sola, who's right up there in the World Cup ranking, 2nd place at the moment behind Roysland. She was. Sola, where's she now? She's gone from 7th down to 12th. Hauser, 12 seconds behind. She was 3.7, so she's losing to Hannah Öberg. Elvira Öberg, 5 seconds out of her sister on this 3rd lap already, and should be on level terms. So we've got 3 exceptional skiers. Hannah Öberg, this is a test for her, Mike.
It certainly is. She seems to be very calm when it's coming to her shooting. The pace, the ski speed has dropped away, so she's putting more importance on hitting targets, and so far so good.
So the leading 3 are now locked in battle. Roysland, who started number 1, Hannah Öberg sitting in 2nd, having started 10, and her younger sister Elvira just behind her. Elvira, the only one of these 3 athletes who has yet to win a World Cup. Is today going to be the day? She's certainly quick enough. A win is coming, it has to come, but I think it's most likely to come in a sprint event.
Yes, that would suit her more. Interesting to see the comparison in terms of glide. Of course, drafting plays a big part, but Roysland skis certainly excellent at the front, all running much the same.
In terms of shooting percentages, well, Roysland is on top of the table as far as that for what it counts for. She's on 91% in the stand. Elvira Öberg 81. Hannah Öberg so far this season way down at 75. Good day to change that around.
So they have only, a 10-second lead ahead of Lisa Theresa Hauser, who very rarely misses shots. So far, she's hit 100%. Simon is 25 seconds behind. She's hit all 10 so far. And a great day for the Italian Vera. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Hauser went clear in the last pursuit, which was an impressive performance, but still dropped from 1st to 4th. So it looks as though Hauser's ski speed is picking up a little bit, but that was a slightly perplexing result. And of course, in the first pursuit of the year, Hauser, just trying to think, I think she missed 4 in the last one, wasn't it, in Hogfilson?
Yes, she did.
23rd.
At home, she lost the shooting ability.
So here we go. The leading 3, penultimate shoot, 5 targets, 5 rounds. Roysland first to strike and first to miss. Hannah Erberg with the slight advantage at the moment, but she throws number 4 wide. Elvira Erberg focuses. If this goes down, she'll have the lead. It does go down. Now she's into new territory, and she's going to have a good lead over the rest. Hauser could be the next chaser, because we've got Roysland and Hannah Erberg on the penalty loop, and Hauser goes 5 with 5 yet again to put Austria into second place, and Julie Simon clears 5. 100% of the crowd rise to that performance from Julie Simon, who has not had things going her way this season, but suddenly she's in the mix for a top 3 finish, and only 18 seconds down. It could well be her day.
Well, look at that, the 2 Italians turning left. That's not good news for them at this stage, the important stage of the race, to be going on to the penalty loop. Good to see Bescon is back. She's managed to hit the 5 out of 5 this time around, back in the race.
And Julie Simon, Mike, with a 21-second shoot to put herself up into 3rd. She started 13th. Hauser is 22, Vera 22, Vitozzi 25, both shooting fast, both making mistakes, and dropping down to 8th and 9th. But still a good performance when you consider they started 19th and 20th. Lotte Lee, another good race from her. She's a very good shot indeed. Lotte Lee yet to miss, and she's up into 10. Her PB is 15th, so she may break new territory today. Yislava, Retseva, Mironova 11, 12, 13. But Elvira Erberg it is who has the lead. And now you wonder, Mike, if she turns on the turbo, she could increase that lead to 20 seconds.
She could. She worked very hard the first lap, though, Patrick, pulling a lot of time back on Roysland. And then she's steady paced since then. So maybe she does have the capacity now to really push this lap hard.
Or the alternative is to do what she did on the last lap and come in relatively fresh for the final shoot. So good for the athletes. We always have spectators in the stands, Mike, but what they do so well here is to put the spectators out onto the course. Well, that's where the athletes need them.
Doesn't this make you feel happy to hear that noise again? To get the atmosphere and the joy that these spectators get from watching biathlon races.
Julie Simon has gone through into 3rd. No big surprises. She's much quicker than Lisa Theresa Hauser, but Hauser hanging on in there. Simon is having to dig deep, and that is risky. The advantage at 13.5 seconds. Simon has taken 5 seconds out of Elvira Erberg. No one's managed to do that this year.
Well, what a race. Simon, I really hope she can hold the pressure in this wonderful second position. Hold the pressure into that last shoot.
Oh, perfect scenario here in Le Grand Bornand. This is what gets them interested in biathlon, and I think we're going to have an absolutely huge interest in tomorrow's mass starts. First mass starts of the season. That was the margin between 1 and 2. You can see the gap between 2 and 3. And coming up behind, we've got Olympia and then Anaïs Bescon of France in 5th position at the moment. They are not out of it. If the front 3 put each other off, there's every chance that the Belarus athlete could come through to win this one. And Roysland, who started first, will still fancy her chances, but she's having an almighty ski race with Hannah Erberg in yellow, who dropped down into 6th position after that last shoot.
Have a look at this track profile. You come round the corner, you've had a little recovery, then it's another sharp, brutal climb. It's a real roller coaster of a track here.
The 2 Italians inseparable on the tracks today. That's not the case in the hotel room, but they're putting up a good fight. Bit of a comeback. Vera with 1 miss, Vitozzi with 1 miss so far. Plenty of clear shoots all the way through, Mike. Xu of China, Minkkinen, Bilasuk. We've got Lotte Lee, I've mentioned, 15 out of 15 so far. Simon, clear. Hauser, clear.
But this final time in, Patrick, this is the real test. In your mind, you know you've hit the perfect 15. It's there, it's in the back of your mind. You're screaming at yourself to maintain composure. Don't think what's happened in the past nor what's about to happen. Just focus in on routine and breathing. Elvira looks exhausted today on her skis.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what pace. I was thinking as she was skiing on that last lap, it'd be interesting to have the pulse readouts. She's been on such good form, Mike, that very seldom lasts for more than a couple of weeks. So I'm not surprised to see Simon taking a little bit of time out of her. But there is always that question mark. Is she holding back to make sure that she can hit 5 in the stand? It's a massive, massive moment for her. Yet to win a World Cup. She may not get a better opportunity than this all the way through the season. She's had 5 podium finishes already in her short career, getting one just a couple of days ago in the sprint, which put her in a good position at the start.
The spectators shouting Simon, Simon, so as Julie Simon comes in.
Somehow you have to block out the situation, you have to ignore the crowd and just go through what you do day after day in training. There's the first opportunity for Simon. 4 out of 5 may not be a bad score. She gets 4 out of 5. Simon 3 out of 3. She throws number 4 wide. They're both on the penalty loop. And now Hauser with a chance. She is good in these situations. Lisa Theresa Hauser for Austria misses number 3. She won't win this one today. Roysland still has a chance. Erberg has a chance, but they have to be quick. It was only 1 penalty for Erberg and Simon.
Aline Bekova, she missed the first. The pressure really being found there. Simon really needs to dig deep now to try and stay with Elvira Erberg.
Yeah, now we're going to find out, Mike. I think Simon worked hard on that last loop. Roysland's gone clear. Hannah Erberg's gone clear. Pescotta's gone clear. Vitozzi's gone clear. My goodness, that third place is competitive. Are they close enough to challenge the leaders? Well, Roysland on her best form may be, but I'm not sure it's going to happen today. There's got to be so much energy up the front of the field with Erberg and Simon battling it out for the win here in Le Grand Bornand. But what a race, what a pursuit. Head-to-head racing has to be the way. Lotte-Lee with her first miss for Belgium, the first one on this last shoot, but still 19 hits out of 20. That is a tremendous run, and a PB still very much possible for her.
A much improved Dorothea Vera, but she has missed 2 out of 20.
So all the shoots, let's have a look. Where do you predict the miss was, Mike?
I think it was a snatch. I'll go for high left, but it was a tremble through the trigger.
This is the one.
There it was, 3 o'clock. So see the way you drag the trigger, maybe just dragging a little reactive snatch to the right then.
Yeah, you can see the miss. Julie Simon, she missed number 4. She had the opportunity. The win was there for the taking. Had she come out first, I think Erberg would have struggled to catch her. But Erberg digging deep, Mike. She's still got, what, 20 metres. They've got the toughest part of the course still to come. And Julie Simon with thousands upon thousands of spectators all willing her on to victory. This is the race for 3rd position. We've got Italy, France, Sweden, Norway, all wanting that last spot on the podium. Oh my goodness, Elvira Erberg heading possibly for a first ever win. What is the margin? She had 3.6 seconds to play with coming out of the range.
And Julie Simon, and I think Elvira has played the right strategy, hit it so hard to break Simon's spirit. And Simon having been on the penalty loop and the rest of the chasers haven't, they've got slightly fresher legs. They'll be trying to close this down.
Yeah, and Roysland's doing great work, Mike. 4th up into 3rd. She's only 9 seconds off 2nd place. I think she might fancy a shot at that. She'll certainly notice that Julie Simon is losing ground to Elvira Erberg, who's going to snatch this one. Last big climb for her. It's a brutal one, but a look over the shoulder gives her the news that she wanted. She has a decent margin, 25 metres over Julie Simon. She may be a little nervous seeing Roysland on the charge. Roysland is going for 2nd place, no doubt about it, but Hannah Erberg is hanging on in there, and number 20, which is Lisa Vitozzi with her best race of the season, sitting in 5th place at the moment.
What a race, and think tomorrow they've still got the mass start over 12.5 kilometres. What a week of racing.
Yeah, what a programme it's been. 4 rounds of the World Cup before the Christmas break. It's a tough, tough schedule for these athletes. And they'll be needing a few weeks rest. Here she comes. The job is done. And she did most of it on the range. A couple of dead turns on this course, which gives the leaders an opportunity to see if there is any danger lurking. And I think Öberg will be confident. A sprint finish for third, no doubt about it. Roysland is good in those situations. Hannah Öberg has been sheltering for the majority of this lap. Maybe she's got something in reserve to pip third place and get 2 Öberg sisters on the podium. The Burr brothers have done it often enough. Are the Öberg sisters about to do the same?
Julie Simon, she's desperately trying to reduce those 9 seconds. I think she has a little, but she's running out of track space to try and haul back Elvira.
Hannah Öberg, good ski speed, good drills, used the free skate just to accelerate past Roysland, but Roysland has the advantage on this downhill. She could get into the slipstream before they come up into the stadium and then break right into the home straight. Here they come, the leaders approaching the finish line now. Hannah Öberg in a battle with Marta Olsbu Roysland of Norway, the World Cup leader. Is she going to be able to get on the podium? It looks like 2 Swedes. Elvira Öberg has done it. Top spot for the first time in her career. I suspect it's the first of many. What a race, what nerve. Julie Simon 13 to second. You don't get much better than that. And Hannah Öberg is third across the line, and she will no doubt be happier than anyone that her sister has taken the win. Great pictures, great scenes.
Well, that's teamwork and that's family. Both on the podium. A very clever race, I think, from Hannah Öberg. She tucked in behind Roysland, let Roysland do all the hard work effectively, and very clever strategy at the end. She's so proud of her younger sister to take the victory.
Yeah, Roysland a little bit despondent that she hasn't managed to match her sprint performance, but she will stay top of the World Cup standing. She built quite a good margin. What is she? 40, well, in fact, 60 points, 61 points clear of Alimbakova at the start of today. And Alimbakova not picking up significant points. So Roysland, a good haul.
And Julie Simon, I think that's brilliant. Remember her only victory in this race way back in, 14th of March 2020. So she has had a victory before, but she'll be delighted with her second place at home today.
Yeah, absolutely, and she won't be in Group 4 for the next couple of races, Mike, not after a performance like that. That's been part of her issue so far this year. So Öberg, Simon, Öberg, the top 3. It's the younger sister who gets the advantage today. Roysland 4, Vitozzi will be delighted with 5, Bescon 6, Hauser, Mike. Where's that speed going to come from that will bring her more victories? She's shooting so well, but just doesn't have the speed to match the best.
Well, do you know, she'll be looking at last year, what she did over the Christmas break period. She worked on her pace. She did a lot of interval training. And remember, she came back in great form and skiing the fastest times of her life after Christmas last year. Maybe Hauser will do the same this time round.
The Öberg sisters, who are based in Östersund, often see their parents out on the range, certainly involved with the biathlon up there. It had to come, didn't it, Mike? You know, she's been peppering the podiums all season long. She's got good speed. Wasn't quite as sharp today, but I think what was so impressive today was that third shoot where she hit 5.
Oh, that was incredible to keep her nerve, and her strategy was different. Calm down on the range, and it absolutely paid off. And yes, of course, Elvira has been on the podium a good number of times, but taking the high point today.
3 athletes hitting the perfect score, or 2 athletes hitting the perfect score. Takizaki of Japan goes from 40 to 21. Xu of China, 45 to 23. Congratulations to both of those. That is a good result from them. There have been a few who've struggled. Tandrevold, uncharacteristically, missing 4 targets. And Justine Brézard-Boucher, who looked so good last week, missing 5 and going from 30, still managed to go from 31st to 17. So she was skiing well, but probably taking too many risks out on the tracks. Elvira Öberg perfect combination. Yes, she did miss one on the last shoot, which gave Julie Simon an opportunity, Mike. I'm slightly surprised Simon didn't slow the shoot down after that.
Yes, that was a key moment. You are so focused in what you're doing yourself, but aware of what's happening beside you. I thought we might see her hesitate and just try and get a couple of breaths recovery. Had she gone out 10 seconds ahead, Julie Simon could well have won this race.
Wow, not sure we can take another of those today, but we haven't. We have another one coming up. The men's pursuit a little bit later on starts at 3 o'clock European time, so 2 o'clock in the UK. Should be another cracker, and of course Johannes Tingesbo gets the lead out his first pursuit of the season, having got a win in the sprint yesterday. Nice to see him winning again, Mike, but it's still not vintage Johannes Tinges.
It's not, but we did see Sunday for me was the big change. He had his spark and his explosiveness, especially through the final part of his transfer of weight, and the confidence on the range. When he can risk fast shooting and get 5, he's built himself some confidence. So you never know. He will be challenged on the track, though. He won't be able to gain, what is it, normally 20 seconds when he needs it on anybody else. He doesn't have that quite yet. I think he'll have that back for the Olympics, though.
Yeah, and Samuelsson, of course, of Sweden, is skiing quicker than Johannes Tinges, and Jacquelin actually posting quicker times than the Norwegian over the season so far. So they are certainly men to watch out for. But 29.27, the winning time here in Le Grand Bornand, Elvira Öberg with her maiden biathlon World Cup victory. What a spectacle it was. She did it the hard way. There was plenty of pressure. She's gone from 3rd to 1st, and it was all to do with that 3rd shoot, the first in the standing position, when she broke away from Roysland and her sister Hannah. We don't just see the two Burr brothers doing that, but understandable sentiment, and I think there'll be a bit of a celebration in the Sweden team on Sunday night. They'll be in the mass start tomorrow. Both sisters probably lining up next door to each other in that one. That's going to be a fascinating race, Mike. Do you want to put an early prediction on how that one's going to turn out?
On tomorrow, on the mass start tomorrow?
Yes, the women's mass start.
I'll go for Dorothea Viera.
That would be nice. Nice to see her get back into form. So here are your standings at the end of the 3rd pursuit of the season. Elvira Öberg picks up the 60 World Cup points for the win. A really impressive performance from her. Alimba Carver dropping a bit of ground in the World Cup Challenge with an 11th place. And Lotte Lee did get herself a PB. Tandrevold, 22, shooting poor, particularly on that last stand.
And we haven't seen her because she's not here. Tira Lekov didn't start. She was supposed to start number 11, but not happy with her performances and gone back home to rebuild and try and find her ski speed.
So quite a few DNFs lapped on today's race. We have hardly seen a cloud all weekend. Conditions are perfect here. Hard to believe we only seem to come here every 3rd year, only the 4th time we've had a World Cup here in Le Grand Bornand. It's rapidly becoming one of the most popular ones. Still pretty chilly, but with the sun out, the track's in perfect condition, the crowd in good voice. This is what biathlon is all about, and Elvira Öberg has experienced the race of her life today, getting her first World Cup win in the pursuit, having started 3rd. Great racing from her.
Well, this is a look back at the crucial 3rd shoot where both Elvira Öberg, Elvira shooting the perfect score. Hannah Öberg and Royschland taking themselves onto the penalty loop. And then the final pressure shot. Elvira had missed one, and then Julie Simon had an opportunity to take the lead. She also missed one. And Lisa Theresa Hauser, uncharacteristically, also missing a target. So the chase was on for third place, and that it looked good for Royschland for most of the last lap. And then at this point, with, well, you could argue slightly faster skis, Hannah Öberg taking the initiative early on the track. And that was for third place. Nobody could catch Elvira Öberg and Julie Simon from 13th all the way up into second place. And Hannah suffocating her younger sister, who's still trying to get some breath in after that effort. But they're both delighted to be on the podium, on the same day.
Elvira, what a day. I mean, how long have you been dreaming of this?
Yeah, it's really a dream come true. I'm so happy right now. I can't really believe it.
Can you tell us about this last two shooting? Because it was so tight, such a great fight also with your sister.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I felt like also I had to hunt to especially the first part of the race. I didn't shoot very fast, and with my sister next to me shooting really fast, I had to really work in the tracks to keep up again. And yeah, it was really tight, and it was special to come in the lead in the final standing. But I'm really happy how I dealt with it, and it was a really tough final lap, but I felt I can't lose this.
Congratulations, that was masterclass. Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, that was a masterclass, and you could feel the emotion there to get her first ever victory. She's been on the podium, she's had a second, a third, and a third this season. Now she's capped that. Well, there's Royschland still clear at the head there of the pursuit competition with 163 points, so still clearly ahead of the rest of the field, and her form goes on. One more day of racing. Can she produce a top three again tomorrow? Royschland will certainly have that, I'm sure, in her race preparation plan. Juslova today, she started well and did in the end move up the ranking from 15th to 12th position. Well, what a race. Still trying to calm down. That was so exciting from start to finish. And Royschland attacking strong from the word go. Elvira Öberg closed her down quite quickly. She had a deficit time of 16 seconds. She pulled a lot of that deficit time back, and then the race was on. And the importance, as always, is about hitting targets. So this is now the total score, the World Cup total score. It really has got shape now with Royschland, Öberg, that's Elvira Öberg, and Alimbekova, the top three. Davidova, who started so well with her victory in the very cold and first week of racing in Sweden, she hasn't found that magic since, so in 11th position. And sadly for Tirolekov, was to start today in bib number 11, but opted out yesterday, just not happy with the way she feels on her skis. Shooting was much better, so she has gone back home early for her Christmas break. What a great athlete, Royschland. She will never let you down. She'll never give up. And often when the coaches say you need to find some more pace on the track, she's on her limit, but she digs deeper and still manages to bring another few seconds off her time. Fabulous season. Didn't go all her way last year, and she did say that she would work in the summer to strengthen her shooting, to improve her skiing. And she's done both of those important aspects in the summer months. Just so happy to see spectators loving their biathlon. And France traditionally hasn't been, over my time in biathlon, that's a long time now, it hasn't really had a great following until the last 6 or 7 years. And They really do respect and understand biathlon so well now. And for Julie Simon to move up from 13th to 2nd today, only missing one target. So close, 4 seconds behind, but the spectators certainly loved that aspect of today's race. And for the first time, Elvira Öberg has been so strong, much improved in terms of her ski speed. She's carried that into every race. As she said in the interview, she's tired today, but she was never going to let that lead go for her first victory. Well, Elvira trying to breathe, but Hannah trying to praise her and respecting that first win. So quite interesting there, Hannah Öberg and Marta Ulsbu-Reuschland, they started talking in English and then of course switched. They understand each other with Swedish and Norwegian being so similar. And it's such a lovely sport where the athletes have respect and absolute respect for anybody who can take a win, for everybody else's performances, because it can go so wrong on the range or in any aspect of your race. Everyone knows you're allowed a bad day now and again. Today, Elvira Öberg had a fantastic day. And Lisa Vitozzi there, bib 20, and she's moved up from 20th position all the way up into 5th. And that's a very good news day for the Italian team. Well, there's our guests of honor. Unfortunately not putting medals round necks as we've become accustomed to, but they're there in presence to salute the athletes. IBU president and vice president of the organizing committee. So Hannah Öberg takes 3rd place. And never will she be as happy as for the winning spot today, her younger sister for the first time. But for now, it's Julie Simon taking that fabulous 2nd place all the way up from 13th position. Just what the spectators needed today. They thought it might be Annecy Bescond, but she missed early, and her ski speed, she needed 20 targets hit today, Annecy Bescond. It's still a good performance in 6th place. Only 1 target missed there from Julie Simon. Very, very impressed, and hopefully this bodes well for the rest of her season from here on in. What a fabulous day, and one of those experiences that will never be forgotten. The first victory for Elvira Öberg. She held her nerve, she did miss 2 targets, but that fabulous skiing speed managed to keep her safely in 1st position. So sisters Öberg on the podium, side by side. Well, Marta Ulsbu-Reuschland, she tried for that third place. She really fought hard, but in the end she was separated by 0.9 of a second. Actually, in the end it was just under 2 seconds. She tried, but not quite the fight on the track today. Well done to Lisa Vitozzi. She's only missed 1 out of 20 today. She's had issues with her prone shooting, sometimes missing 3 out of 5. Today, 1 out of 20 in total, so that's good news just before the Christmas break, and maybe a real threat for tomorrow in the mass start. Well, the 34-year-old from Morbière, everybody happy. She's been around and competing for a long time, and so much respect for her to finish second in the sprint competition. Didn't go her way on the range early on, and when you're on the penalty loop early on, her ski speed not quite there, but I think she'll be delighted at 30 seconds behind on a 6th position. Well, the podium, first place to Sweden, second place to France, and third place to Sweden in the pursuit competition. The Öberg sisters, well, they are doing such a fabulous job, as all the athletes are in the Swedish team. It's a wonderful start to the season for the Swedish team, and I hope they can maintain. And there's all the staff coming in to congratulate the Öberg sisters. Well, thanks for your company. We'll be back again very shortly, just under the hour, to the men's pursuit competition. Thanks for your company. We'll see you soon.